just because he didn't have a lot to do with the white there. He didn't want to be playing the blue to get onto the yellow.
9.
But he used half the pocket there.
I think he was careless, Dennis, didn't he? I think he'd probably just automatically thought the yellow would pot, and suddenly, I'm sure his heart skipped a little beat when he
11.
when he looked at the angle he left himself.
14.
He's just come up a little bit short. He's having the white cleaned. Both players, well, both players have been looking up to the heavens here in this frame. A few mistakes, but that's just a bit of tension. Oh, he's played this well.
18.
To hold the white there from that angle was first class.
23.
And he's gone a little bit too far again. He needs to play it with lots of side. And can you believe it? It was a careless shot.
23.
Blue to pink, because he was perfect on the blue, and certainly tension creeping in now. When you play with lots of side,
now,
it's so easy just to twitch a little bit at it. Wow. Ronnie took the pot on. He tried to get a good white, but he didn't get close enough to the pocket, and the pink has come back up the table. Is it dead straight? Wow, it is. This is tough to get on the black. If he tries to follow through here, he could put the white in after the pink.
Yes, I think having seen what's gone on is you just stop the cue ball dead and make sure the pink and have a go at the cut black.
He's trying to force this, pinch the pocket.
Foul.
Can't believe he played it that way.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
The in-off was always on. He needed to play the pink into half a pocket to give himself a chance. He can still win. Ronnie still needs the pink.
I just wonder whether a little bit of frustration might come in now. Dennis, he tries to pop the pink, go in and out of balk and back round for the black. I wouldn't blame him, having seen what's happened in this frame.
Well, this is a big frame for the young Chinese player. He's tried that shot, Willie, and I think that was totally the wrong choice of shot. I mean, he could have played a good safety shot there. That was really
now,
pushing the boat out a bit too much, and maybe a little bit of frustration, as you mentioned.
Will you be quiet, please?
And the crowd are getting excited, and it's okay making noise, but not when the player gets down on the shot. There's a little bit of twitching going on at the moment.
Why was he playing a good white though, Dennis? That was a pot that he would pot probably 10 out of 10, but because he's playing to get a good white, it makes the shot 3 times harder.
Oh, he hasn't hit this. He was playing it up past the middle pocket, but at first glance, it's not easy. It's a very tough pot into the middle pocket. Didn't even try it. That's a pretty good shot.
Well, there's been more balls missed in the last 3 minutes of this match than there has in the previous 6 frames.
O'Sullivan came to the table and he showed his appreciation for that shot. Ronnie tapped the table. That was played to perfection with loads aside.
This is where the rule could hurt you, because if Ronnie plays this hard and misses it twice, it'll mean that all of a sudden Junhui only needs the pink. So he's got to be very careful here. Ronnie could do with it in it either first or second try.
Absolutely, and
Foul. And a miss.
and the miss called,
Ding Junhui 6.
and this. Well, I don't really want to see the frame decided this way, but
How's that, Ronnie? Yeah, ding.
Yes, this is the big problem now, isn't it? Because if he misses it this time, Ding Junhui and he needs one ball. And if it goes in off, it would be frame
Foul.
over.
And a miss. Ding Junhui 6.
yeah, you see, it's not an easy snooker to hit this. But he did play such a good shot, Ding.
This way.
Problem is now he'll have it put back again if he misses it. Next time Ronnie could need a snooker.
Yeah.
It's incredible, this rule sometimes, but that's the rule.
And it's gone far enough past the middle pocket, has it? It's a thin snick if he takes it on. But Ding only needs the pink now to get back to just one frame behind. Ronnie's had his chances.
Yes, I'm so pleased the frame didn't end in the way it looked like a few moments ago, and that's an excellent safety shot. Well played. We've still got a great frame in progress.
Well, this young man is such a good long potter, but there is so much pressure on this pot. Fantastic pot from Ding Junhui. Ronnie had 2 or 3 chances. He couldn't clinch the frame. What a match we've got in our hands. Ding Junhui is just 1 behind now at 4-3. That was a bit special.
Now, last frame of the session, or if Ding wins this frame, last frame of the session, puts such a different complexion on the match.
Yes, and we're talking about it in the studio, but even the players start to think about these things, even perhaps not as much as we are, but you know, when they first start off the match, the finishing line is not in sight. But as the first session starts to get to its end, then the players do start to think something about the finishing line and what the gap could be. So tension does seem to creep in sometimes.
Final frame of the session is underway.
Yes, the key point for me was when Ronnie had the pink in the middle of the table and the cue ball virtually in hand, and he decided to play the screw back pink rather than just pot the pink for game. That could be very costly. Whatever happens now, we're in for a classic. I think this place holds well over 3,000, and rumour has it it's going to be somewhere near that this evening for the final session. I hope you've all got your tickets.
I mean, it's such a big venue, this. I think there's still some tickets left, so if you come down to the Wembley Arena, you'll witness something very special this evening. So come on down.
One.
Well, under pressure, that was excellent. Having missed a couple of balls in the previous frame when he could have gone 5-2, that could have been considered a real pressure pot.
See, just a delicate little cannon there, and he was always going to be in a choice of 3 reds.
8.
Even the previous frame that appeared to be a little more scrappy still had a break of 58 in it, so a 50 or above in every single frame
9.
of the day. Incredible snooker.
I suppose that was a helpful nudge in the pink, even though he's still not very well placed, but he didn't play a good positional shot there, Ronnie, because if he slips past the pink, it wouldn't have been all that good. So it's not a good chance just yet. He's looking for another cannon here, and he's got those 2 reds still.
Did you say black? Black.
He's got a few options, but a delicate little cannon onto that would leave the 2 reds available. He has to be a little bit careful he doesn't leave himself hampered, but that's one option.
$24. $25.
That's the 4th red with 3 blacks. This will be 4 reds, 4 blacks, but reds are not in a bad position.
What are you trying to tell us, Willie?
No, I just thought I'd let you be aware.
Yes, of course, £25,000 for a maximum break, plus 10,000 for the high break. So Ding Junhui at the
33.
moment, he's got £35,000. If there was another maximum, he'd have to share it.
Now obviously concentrating on the frame, because this is a massive frame in context of this match. He knows that he'd be 2 in front in going into the evening session should he take this one, and I think on reflection of the play, Ronnie probably just deserved to be 5-3 in front after what we've seen so far.
39.
Well, the easier shot is the one into the right corner and play for the blue or one of the balk colours depending on the angle, so he's quickly forgotten about the possible maximum. He could hold it for the blue.
40. $45. $46. $53.
None of the frames, Dennis, have gone over 20 minutes. We're just coming up
54.
to an hour and 46 minutes of play, and we're already in the 8th frame. It has been fantastic value, great entertainment.
Yeah, I think this big crowd at the Wembley Arena are watching, you'd have to say, 2 of the form
61.
players and possibly 2 of the best players in the world at the moment.
$62.
Yes, regardless of how well Ding has played this week, I was surprised to see that Some of the bookmaking firms had them virtually joint favourites, 5 to 6 E to 2 in some places. And okay, Ronnie's last night's performance was very poor, but you know he can improve.
69.
You also know he can have a little tantrum occasionally.
70.
He played well in spells against Stephen Murphy and Stephen Maguire even. But this afternoon has been top class.
78.
Ding Junhui now already realised that he's going to be behind going into tonight's session. He won't be coming back to the table. Just remains to see whether Ronnie can make it another century.
85.
He had 3, should have had 4. Carpet must be a bit slippy. He was slipping a bit
Quiet
there when
now,
he was trying
please.
to stretch over. Left-handed, right-handed, rest, extension. Doesn't seem to make any difference sometimes. There goes the Dicky boat. He's ready for the night session.
93.
Yeah, he's got a couple of hours to relax
94.
and get ready for the 8 o'clock kickoff.
A shame he didn't get the kiss, because it would have been a superb effort to get 140 or above, but he's got the 100, his 3rd of the day.
102.
He hasn't finished yet. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
108. 109.
Got to avoid the middle pocket with the white here. A little bit of stun. Is it hard enough? He's going to need a trick shot.
116.
Well, what a shame we're not going to see a total clearance, because the snooker has been quite clearly absolutely first class from both players. Ding Junhui offers his congratulations to O'Sullivan. He played his part in this match. We've had 4 centuries. Unbelievable snooker. O'Sullivan goes into the night session leading by 5 frames to 3.
If that's the warm-up for tonight, we're going to see some top quality snooker. What would you say about that session, Steve?
Well, I remember Clive Everton a number of years back, don't know what the match was, probably involved Stephen Hendry saying snooker from the gods, and I think probably the gods have risen to a higher level.
You said before this final started, John, that... Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ding Junhui. And ladies and gentlemen, will you also welcome into the arena Ronnie O'Sullivan. The Saga Insurance Masters title will be decided over the next few hours. In the commentary box, it's Dennis Taylor and Clive Everton.
Thank you, Ray. Good evening, everyone. The final of the Masters, final session, one of the great occasions of the snooker year. 4 of the last 6 finals have gone the full distance. This has many of the hallmarks of being another. 2,400 people in Wembley Arena, 2,000 pre-booked, 400.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
And probably a few more latecomers are still walking up.
Will you be quiet now, please?
O'Sullivan's break-off shot has finished far enough from the baulk cushion for Ding to attempt this red. And because he missed it on the full side, the thick side that is, the cue ball didn't get anywhere near the baulk line.
Well, what an atmosphere this evening at the Wembley Arena.
1.
Can Ronnie O'Sullivan continue to play the standard that he played at this afternoon? It really was exceptional. And look at this shot he's played straight away. He's got an angle. That's brilliant because he can bring the black into play. If he's got an angle on the red, he can move the red that's next to the black. All depends. Well, it's a little bit awkward to cannon the red. He might have to cannon the black just looking at that picture. He'd prefer to cannon the red, but may have to choose the black.
4.
This is a bit awkward because if he pots the black, it's going to be tied up, you would think. There's not enough room for the black, but all the other spots are occupied, so it'll have to go as near as possible directly behind it, and it will put it out of play.
$11.
Well, there's plenty of room. So in a few shots time, we know that the red and the black are on.
12.
He's coming around to have a look, and if that red next to the black pots, that's where he'd like to put the white. It's turning into quite a good chance.
$17. 18.
Another perfectly judged cannon.
$25. 26.
He's just making sure here he doesn't stick in the back of the reds. He plays this shot very well, though, does Ronnie.
Just had an anxious moment there.
33.
Where for a second it looked as if he'd cannoned a red into the middle pocket. All is well, though.
.34.
Well, Clive, he made 3 centuries in 3 frames, but one of them didn't count.
41.
The 99, because he had got 2 feet off the floor. That's a shame.
Yes, and he made another century in the last frame of the afternoon for good measure. But I don't think players are as interested in centuries
42.
as they used to be. They're more for the statisticians. One more century, more or less, was not a concern for O'Sullivan.
.44. .45.
Well, O'Sullivan straight into his stride, playing as he did this afternoon. In fact, he's playing like our new friend Hawkeye.
52.
I mentioned earlier today, I think he'd beat Hawkeye the way he's playing. New technology, which is quite special. I've enjoyed it. I think it works very well.
53.
He's unbeatable in this form. He really is, because Ding has made, what, a couple of mistakes. That's all. Ronnie has been devastating.
Yes, why I make the Hawkeye reference is that he identifies the pot
59.
and then he gets exactly his intended position.
60. .67. .68.
So O'Sullivan is going to extend his lead to 6-3. And there's every prospect
75.
that he could make a century here.
76.
Which would make it 4 plus a 99 in 6 frames.
.81. .82.
Stephen Hendry in the UK Championship final against Ken Doherty made 5 and 7 frames, and it's a record I thought would never be beaten, but the way Ronnie was going here,
89.
Every chance that that could have been beaten, but
90.
But this is stunning stuff.
.96.
Yes, when his mind is clear, O'Sullivan is something else. A genius. Not a word that I use about many players, but I use it unreservedly about him.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 96, and the frame.
Well, no century, but 96 does the job just as well. O'Sullivan leads by 6 frames to 3.
Yeah, we use exaggeration far too much, but it's no exaggeration to say that is truly awesome. He's playing awesome snooker at the minute, and it's not that Ding's playing badly, he just can't get a shot.
And back to Clive and Dennis.
meant to hit the red on the way up, of course, not on the way back.
Well, at least Ding has got a shot. Okay, it could have been a lot easier after Ronnie made the mistake. There's one there just in front of the bunch that will go. But he's going to have to cannon another red, and he'll be hoping to spin back for the blue because the pink's not on.
One.
Very well played. Now, what can the young Chinese player make of this chance? He's been kept off the table for so long.
Six.
Since 2-all, Ding has potted only 29 balls. For 119 points. But this is the sort of test the top players at championship level have to face. Spend a series of frames almost entirely in their chair, and then when a chance does come along, they've got to do the business.
Well, he did have the white clean, so I'm wondering if he was playing to get on the blue there, and the heavy contact spoiled it a little bit. Might just be okay. There's a couple of reds that'll go into the right corner, and he'll stop nicely on the black. There's the two. Would have been better if one of them had been dead straight. They both got a slight angle to them, as you can see. Dead straight, he would have very little to do with the white, but he still should manage to get on the black. Well played. He's just got to be a little bit careful with this cannon here when he pots the black. And it's just a little bit awkward. He can't hold for the black now. He's going to have to try
17.
and get onto blue or pink. There's a bit of a gap that he can screw between here when he pots this. Let's watch the gap just to take him between the reds here.
18.
An unintentional cannon there, but he's still on the pink. And this is a key shot now. He's got to travel in and out of the balk area, avoid the cannon on the yellow to get back up to the reds. He's done that.
The match proceeding at a very brisk pace. O'Sullivan only 16 seconds per shot average. Ding 19. Partly because in break-making situations they're flowing so easily from shot to shot. They're not having to stop and think. Although this time Ding does have to think.
Yeah, he's just a fraction out of being perfect here. He's going to have to head up for the blue again. if he takes the red into the left corner.
$33. $38. $39.
This is already Ding's highest break since he made 109 in the second frame this afternoon.
47.
I don't think there's many players in the game can cope with Ronnie O'Sullivan in the form he's showing, but I think this young player at the table has the possibility of doing that. And he's showing a lot of character here because he's been kept off the table, as you said, Clive, since that second frame 52. When he made a break of 109. But he has got the game, he has got the class, and this final is a long way from over.
$53.
That last red he potted, he hit that so well to get the right side of the blue. And it has to be said, the table
58.
Here this week has been playing beautifully. It really has.
Very responsive cloth.
Bit of a slip up there just when he was almost over the winning line. He may have to look at the pink into the middle, but it should have been a straightforward black. He's 59 in front. Color and one more red, and it's going to have to be the pink.
Unperturbed
65
by knowing that he should have had a much easier colour. He knocks that one in, and if he knocks this red in as well, then he'll have pulled a frame back.
That was awkward.
Junhui 65.
His bridge hand was very awkward there, but I don't think he had to hit it at that pace. Try and make sure the pot, you only need the red ding. Just give the pocket a chance. He really did hit it much too hard, but he was awkward the way he was bridging there.
The red alone would have left O'Sullivan needing 2 snookers to tie. But now he could steal the frame.
Yeah, we tend to forget he's only 19 years of age and he's only been a professional for 3 years. He's got all the ability in the world, but occasionally he just chooses the wrong shot, and he didn't have to hit that red very hard to make sure of the frame.
$16.
What a body blow this would be. In fact, I couldn't see him recovering if he loses this
17.
frame. At 6-4, he would be right back in the match, but 7-3, and to lose it in such a style would take some recovering from.
$24.
That was Ding's frame ball red.
$25.
O'Sullivan can't afford to take the pink. Although he would need black from the remaining red.
31.
Dear.
32.
What a good shot that is.
Can you put that camera away now?
Well, he's just overscrewed this a little bit. He's going to have to use the rest now. It was just all caused by Ding not getting
44.
on the black as he intended. And then he had to roll the pink in and left himself a little bit awkward. Ronnie's slightly underhit this, but the way he's cueing.
48.
A lovely, delicate hold off a thin edge.
53. $59.
Ding was first in with 65, but missed frame ball.
66.
O'Sullivan clears up with 66 to win on the black and extend his lead to 7-3.
Well, as the next frame gets underway, I think Ronnie has lost big leads here in the past, but even with the talented Ding, highly unlikely it would happen this time, John.
Ronnie's going to have to dip, because I just can't see how, at the moment, he can get back into this game.
7-2 up against Paul Hunter, lost the final.
It can happen. It can happen with the turn of a ball sometimes, the shock of missing an easy shot, but just Ronnie doesn't look like he's in any type of form to miss anything.
I think that's the secret of the moment, John, isn't he? He just doesn't look like the switch is going to go off.
Well, he's at the top of his game, and when he plays at the top of his game, he's the best.
Back to Clive and Dennis.
It's amazing seeing O'Sullivan play like this, that he hasn't won a tournament on the World Professional Billiards and Snooker Association circuit for 22 months. He doesn't feel the same every day, and that's highly instrumental in making sure that he doesn't play the same every day. But he's feeling good today and playing superbly.
It really was a brilliant clearance, but it has to be said, he shouldn't have had the chance. Ding should have wrapped that frame up. wee bit careless to push a red towards the pocket. He needs a yellow to help him, and it has. So everything very safe. And just look who's sitting there. Patsy Fagan with an earpiece, so he might hear what I'm saying. From Dunleary, originally lived in London for many years. The 1977 UK champion, one of the top players in the game. And he's looking pretty fit of himself, Clive, I can tell you.
Looks pretty much the same as when he was playing.
Are you enjoying this by any chance, Patsy? Give us a little nod if you're... Unbelievable stuff, isn't it?
Meanwhile, O'Sullivan continues to contemplate a tricky situation.
Foul and a miss. Ding Junhui foot.
What's he looking at here, Ding? No, he's having it put back. So Ronnie knows the line he needs, just a little bit more pace. Now he can see a red on, so if he misses it again, if he tries the same shot and misses it again, Jan Verhaas will warn him at a third miss and he would lose the frame. Bit more pace. That's not going to reach though.
Foul and a miss. Ding Junhui 7.
So what does Ronnie do now? He can't play the same shot again. He's going to have to play a red and make sure he hits it. Otherwise he could lose a frame.
Sorry? Yes.
I think Ronnie was just clarifying that. Yeah. He'd probably get down and pot this red. Does it go into the left corner, one of those reds? Maybe it's blocked. I think the red near the pocket's blocking the path. Yeah, nothing there will go. Now, is he trying? What's he playing? He's not playing a cannon to try and move the one near the pocket. No. Well, that's just as good. Although, having said that, there may be a shot on for Ding. The two reds to the left of the black, yeah, he can pot that. And if he nudges the other one out of the way, he's on the black. I think that last frame has really knocked a bit of the stuffing out of Ding. It wasn't an easy shot, to be fair, to knock that in at pace and free the black.
One.
Well, he's right in amongst them again, and we know how he's playing.
8. 9.
Well, they couldn't be placed better at the moment.
O'Sullivan has potted
16.
95% of the balls that he's attempted.
17.
It feels like more.
Well, Ding's at 90% and he's 4 frames behind.
24. 25. 32. $33. $40. $41.
There's a possibility.
48.
There is a possibility that O'Sullivan could take some money out of Ding's pocket here, because
49.
Ding made a 147 on the first day of the tournament, which earned him £35,000. But if that 147 is equalled, then the prizes would be shared.
56. $57.
Yeah, he hadn't got the angle there, had he, to play for the black. Yeah, it was a bit confusing there because we've seen 11 points on the score for Ding, but there was a
62.
possible maximum on there.
63.
Yes, it was 11 in fouls.
$70. $71.
So, past the winning post again.
$78.
Yeah, once again, just one mistake and the frame's gone.
79.
He missed a red along the cushion. It wasn't all that easy having to force it and try and free the black, to be fair. Had he have won the previous frame, then I think he would have knocked that red
86. 87.
Truly is amazing.
94.
It really is amazing, this.
95.
O'Sullivan's fourth century of this final.
102.
And he's made a couple of 90s as well.
He's been so focused
103.
all week, Clive, hasn't he? He really has. He's been up for this Masters. I can only think of one or two occasions where he lost concentration.
110. 111.
Well, he was disappointed with his performance last evening in beating Stephen Maguire 6-4.
116.
But
118.
there's nobody more self-critical than he is.
Well, he's doing at the moment what he was born to do, I
121.
think. Just, he doesn't look like missing.
125. Quiet now, please. 130.
I wonder, Clive, what the great Joe Davis would have made of Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, he would have loved it.
143 in the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
That was just marvellous. A total clearance of 143 from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He goes even further ahead. 8-3. He's on fire.
I'm just wondering, Ding Junhui is a terrific player. There's nothing he can do about this then.
He was 2-0 up in this match, by the way. I'll remind you of that, in case you've forgotten. And he's just had to sit there and watch this barrage of supreme cue ball control and breaks. It is impossible to play any better than he's played in this evening session. Impossible.
Back to Clive and Dennis.
Well, Clive, look at the break-off shot. That tells a story.
Yes, just the two-cushion break. The orthodox break has been leaving a long red too often, but he left the two-cushion break far too short. So O'Sullivan gets started again.
Eight. Nine.
Well, this audience absolutely enthralled this evening. What an exhibition they're watching. All ages here. And there's a young man. Well, he can't believe. Looks
16.
Like a bit like a young Steve Davis.
17.
I hope not. We have enough trouble with the old one.
$24. $25.
Now, that was very interesting there. Quite easy to play for the blue, but he decided to leave himself on the black. 4 reds, 4 blacks.
32.
Fully stretched and with the opposite hand.
Yep.
I think that's just a stretch too far.
Yes, he played a similar shot on 99, but took the second foot off the floor. That didn't matter, but obviously it would have done in this instance.
Well, that previous shot I mentioned where he didn't play for the blue tells me he's got a maximum on his mind at the moment. And this is a key shot coming up here. Delicate little screw. And he has held for that one at the back of the bunch.
40.
Oh, he got a
41.
kick. That's why he's finished on the cushion. He got a heavy contact. The ball's jumped a little bit there. Both red and white leaving the bed of the table. There's still a possible chance of potting the black and getting on the red to the left of the bunch there. And that is just about perfect. Or is it?
48.
Has he come up a little bit short? Oh, just so. Ding's £35,000 safe for the moment.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 48.
Well, this mighty crowd is seeing something special.
That was a strange way to get down immediately. Just walk to the table and hit that. It's turned out to be a good shot, but The way Ding played that last shot tells me that maybe he's just given up. And he's just willing. He's not even got down. I don't really like to see this from the young Chinese player. He's such a talent, but you're only 5 frames behind. Okay,
Quiet
you're not
now,
getting
please.
a chance.
Settle down.
Don't come to the table and do that.
1.
Well, I find it very unexpected. I thought that Ding would fight it out to the very last.
Well, we've always built Ding. Okay, he hasn't been around that long, but we've
6.
always said what a good temperament he has. But there's a little bit of a suspect there, because he has lost his temperament somewhat.
7. Settle down now, please. 11.
It's a game you should never give up at, because if one player can keep another player off the table for 4 or 5 frames, you've always got the chance of doing the same thing yourself.
Yes, and there are also issues like pride of performance.
17.
And duty to the ticket buying
18.
and viewing public to fight it out to the last. I remember Cliff Thorburn lost a match once, 18-6 over the World
25.
Championship.
26.
And he said, if I could have lost 18-7, I would have done.
32. 33.
Mid-session interval coming up, but I can honestly say
40.
that this has been one of the best displays of snooker
41.
I've ever seen. I've seen Stephen Hendry play this type of snooker, but this really has been awesome.
48. 49. 49.
Well, Ding walks forward to shake O'Sullivan's hand. Maybe he thinks
It's O'Sullivan's
best of
49 and the frame.
it's not, it's best of 19. O'Sullivan leads 9-3, but I think he's trying to persuade Ding to play on.
Well, just so we can get our bearings, the new Wembley really is just a long getaway from the Wembley Arena. And inside the arena we've heard about so much history down the years. And just to put the evening into context, inside the arena in the last few minutes, the crowd have been singing and cheering the name of Paul Hunter. Paul Hunter's death saddened everyone in snooker. He was a great player and he was a great man. So the players are on their way back into the arena for the final frames or frame of the 2007 Saga Insurance Snooker Masters. It has been a very partisan crowd. Junhui has composed himself. Ronnie O'Sullivan is just playing breathtaking snooker. And in the commentary box for these final frames or frame, it's John Virgo and Willie Thorne.
Thank you, Ray. And a little bit of drama there was at the end of the frame before the mid-session interval. Ding Junhui looked very upset with everything that had happened, of course. Unbelievable.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
It is probably one of the largest crowds we've
13.
ever had at a snooker event.